This is an Art 1 instructional video to give you guidance on drawing our shoes today. So shoes say a lot about a person. They are also kind of a fun, interesting subject matter that you can draw from. So we're gonna step it up a notch and try drawing our shoes. Like I said, shoes say a lot about a person. I went ahead and chose some sneakers that I wore today. Something that's fun is there's some different textures and patterns. I have some shoelaces. Try not to pick something that's like a bedroom slipper that's really flat. Don't be afraid of seeing different sides of your shoe, meaning I can see this side, the top, a little bit of the opening. Don't be afraid to let the laces kind of loose. You don't have to tie them. Don't worry about making your shoe look perfect. I think it's the imperfect used shoes that I think do a great job of giving you plenty to observe and draw from for this project. If, you know, I'm thinking about people taking off their shoes in the classroom, it does get a little funky. If you're completely against drawing the shoe that you wore today, yes, you can look up a picture online. I would prefer not to do that. But if, like I said, you're completely against taking your shoe off and drawing from it, then feel free to find something online, or maybe if you're switching to working at home, maybe you start drawing your shoe from home. Whichever. I'm not going to push it, but you know, try and use an actual shoe. You can turn your paper horizontal or vertical depending on the shape of your shoe. The first thing that I'm going to do is just kind of map out where the edges of my shoe are going to be, meaning this, I'm going to mark this as, hey, this is as far as I want my shoe to go, and then end here. That way it's not off of the page. And then kind of mark like a halfway point. And remember, you can use your pencil to kind of help you with some of the angles that you're seeing in front of you. So to start with, this is a pretty organic or free form shape. It's not quite, when we say geometric thinking, you know, hey, this is a circle or square, but you can kind of divide it up into sections, which is what I'm going to do. Just kind of thinking of not so much the outline, but some of the outer edges. So I'm going to spend some time with my eye just kind of studying the edges of my shoe and have my pencil kind of follow that. So if I know that it ends here and begins here, I can kind of start with that back part of the shoe. And this is where it's kind of nice not using a picture, because pictures, they're going to want to give you like the best shoe that doesn't have any folds or imperfections. And I think that makes for a more interesting subject matter to observe a shoe that is worn. So I'm just going to kind of get the overall shoe before I start putting the details, just in case some of my proportions are off. I'm going a little bit quicker than you all probably would. That's okay. Just a little bit quicker than what you guys should be doing. Bring this up a little bit. So I'm getting kind of that base of the shoe. It's also nice to have the shoe in front of you because you can see it and then draw it right in front of you. I have a lot of laces to work with, so I'll get to that part that you can at least see. All right, so let's skip ahead just a little bit for instructional sake. You know, I'm missing some of the details here. I know, but I know shoelaces are always a fun challenge. I say fun challenge because, you know, for most of us, you know, I should say some people enjoy drawing, and it's fun to challenge ourselves, but I know sometimes when I say fun and you're challenging yourself, you may feel a little bit overwhelmed. So just keep breathing, keep working through it. It's about the effort that you're making during this project. So thinking about the little eyelet here that my shoe is coming through, so I drew the circle of the eyelet. You can see a little bit of the opening here. And then the shoelace kind of coming over. Once something I notice is I can see shoelaces also underneath. I draw some of these edges, kind of the folds in my shoe. You can also see the laces coming up. And, you know, if it helps, you can kind of sketch out, for example, if I was going to spend all this time drawing the details of my shoe, I would probably map this out just a little bit more, like an eyelet here, just to make sure the proportions are right. Eyelet here, and then one up here, just to make sure I can fit everything in before I spend all this time making sure it's accurate. There's some stitching that comes along here, so I'd spend some time later on drawing that stitching in. I would like to see how far you can get with the details on this with the time that I'm giving you. This could be more than just a one-day drawing, so try and pick a shoe that's fun and interesting. I notice it comes all the way down here. Right now we're just studying the edge lines. Don't worry about value. Notice that the eyelet overlaps, or I should say the lace overlaps the eyelet as it comes out. It's a nice observation. Get that illusion that it's coming out. So definitely try and pick a shoe with some laces. I would prefer that, but it's not a requirement, but it would be nice if you could, because I think that's kind of a fun practice with the shoelaces. What's fun here, or different, something to work with, is the folds in the shoelace. So I get to spend some time trying to create that illusion that it's one-sided and then it flips to the other. Letting my eye kind of study that with my pencil. Remember, we're improving our observation skills. All right. Now, I would love to finish this shoe in front of you. Maybe I'll do the time-lapse video a little bit for later, but for now, I wanted to give you enough instruction that you can start on your own. See how you guys do. All right, let's see what these shoes look like.